It was a quiet, peaceful Sunday afternoon. The sun shone, there was no breeze, even the birds were silent. The Raggy dolls were up in the treehouse, snoozing after lunch. Princess opened her eyes and watched a butterfly slowly opening and closing its wings. "Oh, I do like peace and quiet," she sighed. Said Dotty, half asleep. "I said, it's so nice when everything's peaceful like this." "I quite agree," said Dotty dreamily. But the peace and quiet was soon to be shattered by an ear-splitting noise. The treehouse shook and all the birds took wing in terror.
"What was that?"
said Sadsack, suddenly wide awake. The noise had so frightened Lucy that she had fallen to pieces and couldn't speak. The others helped put her together. "I think it was a jet plane," stammered Hi-Fi.
"Yeah,"
agreed Back to Front.
"Probably an Air Force fighter."
"Well, he was flying dangerously low," said Dotty crossly.
"That is their job," said Claude. "It is très dangereux, and they must practice, n'est-ce pas?"
"Well, I think it's awful," said Princess, "spoiling our peace and quiet like that." "I never want to hear another noise like that again," said Lucy, finding her voice at last. "I've never been so terrified." But in the very next instant, another jet flew over them. Once again, the tree house shook. The Raggy dolls ran down the stairs inside the hollow tree and out into the field. They watched as the two jets disappeared into the distance. "Do you think they'll come back?" said Lucy, nervously. No, said Hi-Fi. "I'm sure they've gone back to base." "Let's go for a walk," said Dotty. "That will take our minds off horrid things." The others agreed. The Raggy dolls walked and talked until they reached the dark wood. "Perhaps we'll find some peace and quiet in here," said Dotty. But she was wrong. All the animals that lived in the woods had been terrified by the noisy jets. They met a squirrel who was so frightened his teeth kept chattering. They rescued a rabbit with his head stuck in a hole that was too small for him. A young deer approached the Raggy dolls nervously. She lowered her head to speak to them. "Did you hear it?" she asked softly. The Raggy dolls nodded. "We creatures who live in the wood have very sensitive ears. It was so painful."
"Why do they have to go so fast?" said a badger grumpily. "What's the point of it all?"
No one really knew, but by now everything was calm again. The squirrel's teeth had stopped chattering, beetles had begun to move, and insects buzzed. "Peace and quiet at last," said Princess. But not for long. From out of nowhere came another jet. "Oh, this is impossible," said Dotty, when the noise had died down. "Isn't there something we can do?"
"Je ne sais pas," said Claude. "We are very small and they have much power." He shrugged.
"Oh dear," said Lucy. "There must be something we can do. If only we knew when they were coming."
"That gives me an idea," said Back to Front. "Hi-Fi, see if you can tune into the pilot's radios."
"Good thinking," said Dotty. "I'll try," said Hi-Fi, and he turned the knobs on the side of his headphones. "I think I've got something," he said at last. Everyone listened as the pilots talked to one another.
Red leader, this is blue leader, section 2, over. Blue leader, this is red leader, receiving you. Take position and repeat maneuver, over. Blue leader to red leader, understood, over and out.
Said Dotty. "That means they're coming back. Well, if they are going to make a horrid noise, then so are we."
"What do you mean, Dotty?"
said Sadsack, slightly alarmed. "Simply this. We'll stamp and yell and jump up and down whenever they fly over us." "We can thump," said the rabbits.
"I can growl,"
said the badger.
"Quite fiercely, though I say so myself."
"Good," said Dotty. Now get ready. I think one is coming now. And sure enough, they heard a jet approaching. The Raggy Dolls and all the animals jumped up and down and yelled for all they were worth. When the jet had passed, everyone laughed.
It worked! It worked!
Cried Lucy happily.
I wasn't scared a bit.
I almost found it enjoyable, said the Badger. Look out, here comes another one.
Once again, everyone jumped up and down, thumped and yelled and growled until the jets had gone again. The noise is still painful, said the deer, but it's not so bad when you know what to expect. Everyone agreed. Just a minute, said Hi-Fi, listening to his headphones. I'm getting something else. Everyone listened to the pilot's voices again.
Red leader to all sections, red leader to all sections. Well done, but could be better. Return to base to refuel. Regroup to continue maneuvers at 1600 hours. Over. Message understood, red leader. Over and out.
That means they'll be back in about an hour, said Back to Front. Never mind, said a rabbit. Now we know what to do. We won't be so frightened. All the animals thanked the Raggy Dolls, who said goodbye and made their way back to the treehouse. As they walked, Sad Sack thought, I suppose it's not worth hoping for any more peace and quiet today. Back in the treehouse, the Raggy Dolls decided to play games. Dotty drew a big donkey, and Lucy cut out a tail. Princess made a blindfold and put it on Sad Sack. You go first, Sad Sack, said Dotty, and she handed him a drawing pin. Mind your fingers. I'm no good at this, said Sad Sack glumly. But he very nearly got the tail in the right place first go. Everyone clapped. Zut alors, mon ami, said Claude. That will be hard to beat. No problem, said Back to Front. Me next. Back to Front didn't need a blindfold because his head was always facing the wrong way. No peeping, said Dotty. As if I would, said Back to Front. And he pinned the tail neatly to the donkey's head. Everyone laughed as a jet flew over. The Raggy Dolls were so busy playing, they didn't notice 2 more jets flying over. Whose turn is it now? Said Sad Sack, just as another jet zoomed overhead. Dotty's mouth moved, but no one could hear a word. I beg your pardon, said Sad Sack when the jet was gone. I said, isn't it funny how we've almost stopped noticing the jets? Everyone laughed and carried on with the game. Isn't it strange, thought Sad Sack, how everyone gets used to things, even when they're terrible.